Ciao, mi amore! Welcome to Cooking with Michal. Guess where we're going today? Italia. Does my accent work or nah? Anyways, so guys, this week I went to an Italian restaurant with my sister and I had an Italian bolognese. It was my first time having it and it was super good. So I thought I would recreate that recipe. But today's Cooking with Michal episode will be a leftover edition. So I'm going to show you guys how to use leftovers to make a delicious, scrumptious meal. Let's get started. Okay, guys, so this is actually some of the leftover beef that I had from the time I made empanadas. So this beef is about 1 week old. In order to preserve it, I actually stuck it into the freezer. That's one hack that I use in order to make the most out of my food, because most of the time I'm only cooking for my sister and I, so I don't have to cook big portions. And obviously, we don't like eating the same thing every day. So what I'll do is I will just separate certain parts of the meal. You can basically freeze anything. Honestly, you can basically freeze anything. And whenever you're ready, just pop it into the microwave. I'm about to show you guys right now. I don't know. I'm going to add 1 pint of heavy cream to my brown butter. Once this thickens up just a little bit, then I'll add in my beef and then I'll add in my pasta. Obviously, the pasta is really simple. You just add water. I personally add thyme. I always add thyme anytime I'm boiling pasta because that's just what I like. Oh my goodness, guys, this is smelling delicious. I'm literally not exaggerating. I know I say this all the time, but smells like heaven on earth. It smells so good. Now I'm going to add my beef. Just a reminder, this is from my empanadas. Typically, I would say the only thing I added in here that you typically wouldn't add into a bolognese is cumin, but I really didn't add that much in the first place, so it'll be okay. And now, don't splatter, don't splatter. Oh yeah, baby. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. So this is supposed to be a very comforting, delicious meal. Typically, people use ground beef and ground pork, but I personally don't really eat pork, so I just stuck with ground beef for this recipe. But in general, basically, just do what you want. Just make sure it tastes good. Use some ground meat, use some heavy cream, and you'll have a form of a bolognese. All right, guys, so as this simmers, I'm going to start today's topic. Let me invite my friends. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Crystal. Come on set. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Welcome to Cooking with Michal. So today we are talking about what it means to be a girl's girl. But first, let's get us some drinks, aka juice. I don't drink alcohol.
Fun as usual. Let's go.
Do you actually want juice? Because I don't want to waste my juice.
Yeah.
Okay. Period. Some for you.
Thank you.
Minute Maid Fruit Punch, my favorite flavor. If you guys want to sponsor me, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll never mention you in my videos again. Bye.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so for today's topic of the day, we're going to talk about what it means to be a girl's girl and what it looks like when you're not a girl's girl. Because some of y'all, suspect. Anyways, Ashley, you can get started. You can just define like what you interpret as a girl's girl.
So, my definition of a girl's girl is a woman who is embracing her femininity, her womanhood, in her career, in her family, in her personal life.
Oh, if you wanted to talk about me, just say that.
Right. Chriselle, passing the mic to you. What's your definition of a girl's girl?
I would say a girl's girl is somebody who's super dependable and who prioritizes their girls, who makes time for them and balances all the things that come with life while also still being a good friend on top of every other responsibility you may have.
Wow, great answer, ladies. Great responses. I love it. I would say a girl's is a person who celebrates others, a person who's not envious, a person who's not jealous, a person who is comfortable in her lane and is not trying to do too much, or like even a person who's I would say modest. I feel like when girls are too like they always want to be seen, they always want to be heard, it's giving you're not a girl's girl, because if you're drawing so much attention to yourself, that means you don't want attention on other people. Girls, they want everybody in the room to win, but if you want all the attention on yourself, you are not a girl's girl. Are there any other characteristics you guys can think of when you think of someone that's not a girl's girl? Ooh, scary.
I would say
Hold the mic.
someone. Guys, I'm shy. I would say a characteristic of a non-girl's girl is someone who is a narcissist. They only think about themselves.
Ouch.
They put themselves above others. They never want to see others win. They're very prideful. That's also a non-girl's girl characteristics. Chriselle, do you have any other things to say about characteristics of a non-girl's girl?
You can always catch a non-girl's girl when they have a relationship, because then you can see if they're really your girl or if you were just a stand-in for a man. Because if you're a girl's girl, she's going to still be a friend, even in a relationship. But if you're not a girl's girl, when you get a man, you're going to go MIA. And then every time he's stressing you out, you're going to come back to the girls.
But I feel like that's different only because naturally, if I start dating somebody, naturally I'm gonna be all about my man 24/7. That's just a natural response. And I don't think it's necessarily fair to say just because I'm all booed up that I'm not a girl's girl.
I mean, such a good point. But I would say that if you have a husband, that's different than a boyfriend, right? So if you have a husband, you have to leave and cleave, do you? But there's no reason why, as a friend, you don't hear from somebody for 3 months straight.
3 months
the sake.
is dragged.
It happens. It happens.
Be surprised. I kind of agree with the both of them. You just have to find your balance. Like if you're in a relationship, obviously honor the relationship that you're in. Make time for people that that matter in your life. And your friends have to know too, like if you're in a relationship with somebody, give that person time. Being a girl's girl is finding balance and hitting, all cylinders in your life, whether that's career, family, ministry wise, your personal goals, just finding balance between all those departments.
Nice.
Okay, so I have a question for the host. So when did you notice in your life that you weren't being a girl's girl? Like when did you realize that your characteristics at the time wasn't reflecting of being a girl's girl?
Ooh. So honestly, I don't know if some of you guys might know, I was married and I got divorced. And while I was going through that divorce process, that's when I would say I took a hard look in the mirror at myself, because yeah, anytime you go through any type of breakup, your first reaction is to blame the other person. And I remember one day, literally, God said to me, like, we're not worried about him. We're worried about you. And after that is when I really started to realize, like, oh, I'm really not a good friend. Oh, I'm really not a good sister. Oh, I'm really not a good this. Like just certain characteristics I had, such as I was very self-centered, very selfish. I lacked empathy. I lacked compassion for people. Like I was very just like one and done. That was like my mindset.
Wow.
But I do thank God because it did take time and I'm still learning and growing how to be a good friend. But I basically have just learned to be the type of friend that I expect to see from people. And I think having that mindset made me a girl's girl because, like, sometimes trauma shapes the way you view life. So, based off the trauma I had from childhood, I was a very, like, tomboyish type of person. I was very, like, rough and, like, even if girls act tough here and there, the truth is we're all very like soft, like we're all very like
I agree.
We want to have a good time. We want to have a good time. So, in a weird way, as I began to heal, I actually began to discover my true identity, which was that I'm not a rough, I want to fight and break things like I thought I was, but I was actually like a, hey girl, what's up? You look good. Where you get them lashes from? Oh, Raquel, shameless plug. Alma Lashes by Raquel are my favorite. Buy them. Ooh, Miss Kissin'. That's a free promo, by the way, only because I love you. Anyways. Anyways, but yeah, you get the point. As I grew older and as I began to realize all these things, I would say I became very intentional with how I dealt with people. And I just had the mindset of give what you want to receive. So yeah. But yeah, guys, any last words?
I would say it's easy to be a girl's girl when you're a kingdom girl. Because if you carry the principles of the kingdom, it's impossible to not be a girl's girl.
Back to you, Michal. Thank you so much for having us. It was a great conversation. I learned a lot about this conversation about these lovely two ladies, especially the host.
Oh, likewise.
You know, she gets some.
Hugs!
I thought you didn't like hugging me. You saw it earlier, right? Now she wants to hug me.
Hugs! Yeah, actually I do. All right, guys, so the sauce is all done. It literally looks great. It smells amazing. 1 pound, I said 1 pound, 1 box of pasta. Mercy.
You can add ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. The food is finally done. Look at how delicious it looks, how creamy it looks. Pause. How yummy it looks. Guys, this is my favorite part of the video. We're finally going to get to try the food. Let's try it together on 3. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Just right here. Right here.
The meat, the pasta, the texture, great.
Amazing. It's really good. Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Yeah, this is really good. Wow, without me?
is it?
It's okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today on today's episode of Cooking with
Michal.
Michal. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about the conversation, what you thought about the food. I want to hear it all. Until next time, bye.